Thank you for choosing to stay with us. The news in detail. President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo has indicated that he is proud of the success chalked by his government's flagship program, Free Senior High Policy. He made the statement during the 70th anniversary celebration of the Tamale Senior High School. The event saw several dignitaries in attendance, including the Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, the Minority Leader Haruna Idrisu, and as well as other key personalities.
We must have the belief that our nation can make its own unique contribution to the growth of world civilization and be able to generate dignified standards of living for the masses of its people and build a Ghana beyond aid. History and the experiences of developed nations have shown us that the most efficient way to create a society of opportunities and thereby guarantee the future of our nation is by investing in education and skills training of our youth. This is because it is the people of Ghana, Ghanaians like you and I, and especially the youth of today, who are going to build Ghana. Without an educated populace, we cannot transition from the status of a developing to a developed nation. 5 years on, following the implementation of the Free Senior High School policy, which has guaranteed a minimum of senior high school education for 1.6 million Ghanaian children, I want to state without any equivocation that I am very proud of the policy and of its results thus far. Yes, there have been challenges associated with this policy, for which government has addressed us substantially, many of them. A look at the waxy results of the first batch of free SHS graduates, whom I choose to call the Akufo-Addo graduates, and that of those whose results have just been released, give further evidence of why the free HS policy has been a success so far. There were some who described free SHS as a waste. Some said it would destroy our Ivy League schools. And some indicated that the policy was going to compromise the quality of senior high school education. None of these have happened, and I'm sure they have eggs on their faces now, or should have. HS policy and its consequential measures. Working. Let us forego partisan parochial considerations which confer little benefit, and all agree the free SHS has to be a part of our national educational architecture for at least a generation, if not forever. Our nation will clearly be empowered and enriched. The completion of 9 model senior high schools across the country is imminent. And in 2022, government will expand the free senior high school program to cover all first-year students in public TVET institutes. Government will continue with the program of implementing the various reforms and projects in the TVET sector, including the rehabilitation and upgrading of technical universities, upgrading and modernization of the 34 NVTI centers, retooling of TVET institutes, and the establishment of 10 state-of-the-art TVET institutes. 2 new training centers of excellence for the Commission for Technical and Vocational Education and Training, CTVET, are currently ongoing.
Forbes Africa magazine has named President Akufo-Addo as their African of the Year. According to the Forbes, President Akufo-Addo has repositioned himself and Ghana in the global marketplace as one reliant on its own resources and strength.
CNBC Africa and Forbes Africa to actually present to you the African of the Year trophy that we have here with us. Basically, I mean, we took the decision based on your visionary leadership, especially based on economic policies. I mean, just to mention a few in a nutshell: Ghana Beyond Aid, how to develop Ghana with its own raw material, adding value to the industries, etc., etc. I was here when COVID started and I got locked down here. I mean, I'm usually based in Lagos, but I got locked down here for 6 months. Every week we were watching your, I call them the fellow Ghanaians speech, that was actually extremely precise and gave a lot of clarity about the different decisions making that needed to be done during the pandemic. So many other policies like the year of the return that now is becoming beyond the return, which is long-term policies to develop the tourism sector. The AFCFTA is now here and makes Ghana the trade capital for Africa. Twitter came here as well for a reason. And base their headquarters in Ghana. The healthcare sector, you want to make Ghana a hub with the Agenda 111, etc. The same for education, and then just to mention one more of your policies, everything you're doing to stimulate the young entrepreneurship. That already makes Ghana up in terms of technology, etc. So, like Mr. Dangote was saying recently, Africa needs visionary leaders like yourself. And again, congratulations to be the African of the Year for 2021 for Forbes Africa and also CNBC Africa. And thank you very much.
Well, what can I say? I'm extremely honored, very flattered by this award. And the way you've presented it shows that you've been looking at what we've been doing here in Ghana. Perhaps for me, that's the most comforting aspect. Because a lot of the time when you're in the midst of doing things, you don't know to what extent other people are taking note of what you're doing, but it appears that you have a very good grasp of all the various things we're trying to do to develop our country and move it forward. I have a maximum of 8 years to try and make an impact on this country. So it's been something that has been a very important inspiration for me to get things as ground as possible. But I'm happy that it's produced this result. Basically, it is a result about the work of my government, not just myself, but all the various people who have been assisting me, and also about the population, the Ghanaian people, who have made these choices and have been very supportive of the work that I do. So I'm looking upon this prize or this commendation as one for Ghana, one for my government, and lastly for myself. But I have to confess that it's something very overwhelming for me, and I appreciate it very much. But on behalf of all these people, on behalf of the people of Ghana, on behalf of my government, myself, I want to say a very big thank you to you and the members of your board for making this selection. And hopefully the rest of the work that we have to do before my time is up will not disappoint you, and will only go to enhance the accuracy of your choice that you have done. But it's highly appreciated, and thank you very much indeed.
Let's head straight to the Oti region, where some motorists and commuters who ply the road connecting Nkwanta and the Oti regional capital are calling on government to, as a matter of urgency, fix the road. Now, speaking to our Oti regional correspondent, Samali Abdul Razak, they bemoaned the dusty nature of the road. The deplorable road, which was contracted or awarded a contract under the erstwhile John Dramani Mohammed's tenure of office, has been left unattended to.
More than necessary. Even within the, how do you call it, beginning of November to the end, more than 5 accidents, either it being car or motorbike. As for the motorbike, it's uncountable. For motorbike, it's uncountable. The cause of the accident is simply because of the bad nature of the road. It's the bad nature of the road. This one, very simple. The government must come to our aid. Other than that, there is saying that an increase in the number of accidents lead to an exponential increase to the number of deaths this constituency or this municipality will record. So they must do something about this road. They should come and then just tie up the road for us.
Yen who near course or quine so. Yen so more transfer voting time and sana, or Monsabe quine mayo. Yenimia or more patcher or quine so. T.S. Ren and as on bear quine may.
Still in the Oti region, traders at Nkwanta Market in the Oti region are exceedingly worried over a hike in prices of commodities sold at the facility. According to them, the situation is seriously affecting their success and the sustainability of their businesses.
Prices of commodities sold in every part of the country, business activities which boomed has suffered a downward spiral. The exceedingly worrying situation has had a negative impact on trade and for traders at Nkwanta Market in the Oti region. It has gone from bad to worse. According to them, they are reeling from losses ahead of the festive season, which is around the corner. They are pleading with government to address the situation so that Ghanaians can enjoy the Christmas festivity.
Sisiana ya brempo enu anu ampa manantane na ya bre papa ya sori gawe mu a omusu de didi no ya kati ye mpie ndai mu be nya didi ya be pie tu ye ntina ya be didi so fra na pa e kom dimi ma nyochi ma nton be ya de didi kolora ba luar tam na bisin ndai na mu ntumi mboye mo bo aman nyina akwadua mu de ahane de ye yanka aban mu awati kolora ba luar tam akwadua na mu mbo ayan so ye mu chiche e bi mu ye de ye ndidi Ejana sun ni ho.
You're still watching Pan African News live from our studios here, 48 Swanika Street, Abelempi, Accra, Ghana. We go for a quick break. When we return, the news continue.
African Center for Capacity Building, AFCAB, organizes the following executive and advanced certificate programs like Executive Certificate in Project Management, Executive Certificate in Human Resource Management, Executive Certificate in Real Estate and Property Management, Executive Certificate in Data and Records Keeping, Executive Certificate in Monitoring and Evaluation, Executive Certificate in Logistics and Transport Management, Executive Certificate in CCTV Monitoring and Installation. AFCAP, where capacity building is our priority. For registration and enquiries, please call 0244 405047, 0242135523. We have our branches in Accra, Tamale, Kumasi, and Wa. Saturdays and weekdays sessions are available. Admission is still in progress. Enroll now. Join the African professionals. AFCAP, where capacity building is our priority.
Especially, yeah, 40 years and above, no, a fire prostate and home, obetumenya prostate enlargement, and after prostatitis. So, acquire Sabia, ne catch us with PSA level echo higher. Kaina who said with prostate no, and who ya touch him. So, who said what chim and son of Wajonso, who Jonson and Emua Pai, and I say, Eduana, what I Jonson, and a kind of who said when your prostate disorder. So to me DDA and answer what tatinate in a wapum and answer when your daily supplement here a bit to me ama prostate no a jinan and nice. Somebody man church away a natural link company at one day pros love capsules are a boa and berima prostate. True man and a dinner capsules a boa and buy a feature call. Over to me after more.
It's incredible! Bang on target!
Thank you for choosing to stay with us. Now, still on our local front, the One Teacher, One Laptop initiative by government has been saddled with a litany of controversies since its birth. Some teacher unions have raised concerns over what they term as procurement breaches in the awarding of the distribution contract to KA Technologies, as well as allegations of an illegality perpetrated in using the teachers' annual continuous professional development allowance in funding parts of the project. A member of the New Patriotic Party communication team, Saka Salia, has, however, rubbished the claims of All Teachers Alliance Ghana attack.
The fact of the matter is that this group of teacher union that we talk about is just playing politics.
The teacher unions are playing politics.
That particular, what's the name?
ATAG.
What is that? what?
Alliance for Teachers.
Alliance for.
But they have so many.
Come on.
All Teachers Alliance Ghana.
All Teachers Alliance Ghana and all those things. I mean, the leadership is just playing politics. And I'm shocked. Look.
As you've always been.
Yeah, I'm shocked. What is their concern? The thing that you read, what exactly did they even mean? What did they mean? What is their problem? They talk as if government should change somebody. This is the union themselves that decided that they need these laptops. They went and then brought their proposal to government, and then they came out with the MOU, and then even the procurement process was led by the unions themselves. And then they felt that maybe they were left out or so. I don't know what emanated from all these things that they are doing. Whether they were left out and they did not get what they wanted or what. And now all of a sudden, they just jump and started talking. And even when they are making, you even get exactly what they are talking about. Number one, we know that it is government that provide 100%. No teacher, any teacher can come and disprove me that he has contributed a penny for this laptop. No teacher has contributed 1 CD for this the procurement of this laptop. Government provided everything from A to Z. What government did was that for the first time, I mean, under this government, we have what we call the professional development allowance. You see, when the teachers brought it, they said, okay, government and the teachers should share the costs. And that government should take 70% of the cost, and then the teachers will bear 30% of the cost. But government found that, I mean, why should we allow a poor teacher to go and use his own money to, you know, procure these laptops when government could do it? Because especially we are doing the new curriculum, and we need teachers to ensure that their lesson notes and everything is embedded in the computers. We also want to ensure that the professional allowance, the professional development allowance that government introduced. Government just introduced professional development allowance. The allowance should be able to cater for the part of the contribution of the teachers. Because look, the allowance is not meant for Christmas. Yesterday I was speaking with a teacher friend. He said, this allowance, the way crack, the allowance was not meant for Bronya. The allowance is to ensure that your professional development is enhanced. And then government found a way to ensure that that allowance and the purpose for which the allowance is met can be channeled through your contribution. Government did not deduct the contribution of the teachers from their salaries or any other allowance of the teachers, but from the professional development allowance that government itself had just introduced. And government said, okay, your part of the contribution, which is about 520 or so.
Albert Datson Amwa, General Secretary of the All Teachers Alliance Ghana, TAG, has joined us on phone. Hello, Albert. Good afternoon. Hello.
Yeah, hello. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us.
Okay.
All right, Albert, we do know the issues surrounding the One Teacher, One Laptop initiative, and apparently one of the communications team of the New Patriotic Party has rubbished your claims, and some of your claims are the fact that the laptop is brandless and doesn't meet your standard, and another is the procurement of breaches, no certificate from the Ghana Standards Authority. It's illegal and unfair, according to you, for government to use the Teachers' Annual Continuous Professional Development Allowance to fund part of the project. What do you have to say about this?
Yeah, thank you very much. Let me use this opportunity to send my warm regards to the hardworking teachers, especially members of the All Teachers Alliance Ghana. My sister, it's very sad that teachers in Ghana are currently frustrated. In fact, it's a sad. Today is a very sad day for teachers. For that man, I don't know what his name is. This Salia Salifu, I don't know.
Saka Salia.
I believe that man is not informed. He's not abreast with issues or happenings on this TM1 laptop. He's speaking off head. He has to go to the grounds or get documents and read the details of these TM1 laptops. My sister, the man is saying that government is funding everything.
Okay.
As we speak, government has not paid a peso for this contract. Government is using our own tier 2 fund, our pension fund, to pre-finance this whole project, this One Teacher, One Laptop, our own pension fund. And they have given the pension fund as a loan to this company, to pre-finance, where this loan, the interest of this loan, is going to be incurred or is going to be borne by we the teachers. We are paying or we are bearing interest on the cost of these laptops. So first of all, government has not paid a peso for this contract. The cost sharing was 30%, which will be borne by the teachers. 70% that will be borne by the government. Ask yourself, where is government 70%? Government has not paid a peso. Now to the issues. First of all, what we are saying is very simple. My sister, the Labour Act, Section 69A, says that it is the employer that is supposed to provide tools and equipment and machinery to the employees to work. The employee is not supposed to pay tax or full cost of the tools and equipment. Ask yourself, your mics that you are using, your laptops that you are using, if your employer tells you that you are supposed to pay 30% so that you are going to use these machines as your personal property, does it sound logical? This is logical incongruence. Now, the simple logic is that why are we supplying these laptops? We are supplying laptops for the basic schools to have access to ICT education or to promote ICT education. So simple logic should have informed these teacher unions to advise the ministry to procure the laptops for schools, not the teachers. Because if you are procuring the laptops for teachers, one, as I'm speaking today, some teachers are going for pension. They are going on pension. So if you are deducting such a person's allowance or salary with the aim of giving laptop to this teacher, the teacher going to pension, what is the teacher going to use the laptop for? That's the question you should ask. You should ask them. Again, if these laptops are procured for teachers, ask yourself, when a teacher leaves the profession today, the teacher is going with a laptop. It creates another deficit. Meaning these laptops, gradually, by the time we realize there will be no laptops in the schools. When a teacher is leaving from one school to another school, the teacher goes with a laptop. So the simple logic is that these laptops are not supposed to be procured for teachers, but are supposed to be procured for the schools. Simple. Now, we are also saying that the unions, the three teacher unions, NAT, NAGAT, and CCT, call their central leadership and ask them that did they consult their members before going to the government to procure laptops to them? What the union should have done was to, one, they have district structures, they have the regional structures, they have school reps in the various basic schools. These unions or national officers should have gone to the grassroots or should have consulted their district executives so that they will instruct their school reps to collect data of teachers who want the laptops or those who don't want the laptops. Ask yourself, a teacher who has 2 laptops, what will be the essence of this laptop to this teacher? I have laptops on my staff. There are teachers that have laptops. So why is the government forcing uncertified and brandless laptops on teachers who already have laptops? There are teachers pursuing their masters. Teachers are pursuing their masters and they have laptops. So the union failed to collect data or do a survey. That is what the union executives failed to do. And they use their own mandate to go to the government, telling the government that these teachers need laptops. No, it's not the teachers that need the laptop. It is the schools that need laptops, not the teachers. Again, we raise issues about the quality of the laptop. The idea of procuring this laptop for the teachers is to enable the teachers use virtual learning. Download programs that will be able to enhance virtual learning in the classroom. Now, go and look at the specs of the laptops. The specs of the laptop is equal to that of Pentium 1. A 4 gig RAM. The speed, even the speed against the RAM. If you on the laptop, when you on the laptop, when the apps upload, by the time you realize the operating system will take half of the space of the laptop. And you can't even upload or download programs on the laptop because it will be slow. There are teachers who have started encountering challenges with the laptops. Some their speakers are not working. Some have had challenges with their hard disk that scars down. Some they are trying to boot the laptops, it's not booting. A whole lot of issues. That has to do with the quality. So you ask yourself, TM1 laptop, go to market and find out whether you will see TM1 laptop on the market. What the Director General should have done was to use the laptop. Go to the Director General's office, whether he's using TM1 laptop. The Ministry of Education and the Ghana Education Service should have first of all procured the laptop for themselves. Use it for some number of years, or let's say some number of months, before enforcing it onto teachers. Again, we have raised issues on the contract. The contract, that is what we are challenging in court. The contract, first of all, this company that was awarded contract, you ask yourself, why was it done on sole sourcing? As at now, Ministry of Education is supposed to post or upload the contract on their website. They have not done it. Why? The company in question that was awarded this contract, that company is called KA Technology. We went to the Register General Department, wrote to them to inquire about this company. Who are the owners of this KA Technology? Who are the directors? Who is the secretary? We wrote to the Register General. The Deputy Inspector for Companies wrote to us that the company cannot be found in the company list of the Register General Department. Upon phone calls, the company was called. One lady picked, she directed us to the boss. The boss said he will get to us as it stands. We didn't get information on the owners or the directors and the secretary. Again, we wrote to the Ghana Standard Authority to inquire whether this company has submitted these laptops for quality evaluation and certification. You know, before you can sell anything in Ghana, it is Ghana Standard Authority that must give you approval to sell. This company we wrote, and the Director General for Ghana Standard Authority replied our letter that the company has not submitted the laptops for certification. And this is criminal. By now, we are expecting Ghana Standard Authority to go there, seize all the laptops, and close down the company because they are operating illegally. We are calling on them again. We're also calling on the police to, with immediate effect, go and close that company because it's like the institutions in Ghana are not working. Why do you allow a company that has not submitted laptops for quality evaluation? Now you ask yourself, what made the laptop to be standard, or who assesses the quality? I heard the GES boss, the Director General, saying that the laptop are the quality or the specs is very high. Who determines the quality? That's a question you should ask. Who determines the quality? Is it just by word of mouth from the Director General? That is why we are asking them to submit the laptops for quality evaluation and certification. And that is what they have not done. And we are calling on the IGP. Again, before you can have you can have a contract, or this contract will be awarded to you, you should have a procurement act, a document called the Information Technological Products. There's a section there called the eligibility mandatory criteria, where the company must have a market penetration. When I say market penetration, the company's product must be on the market for some number of years before this company will be awarded a contract. Ask yourself, for how long has this KA Technology been producing laptops? Go to Circle or go to the market, whether you see this TM1 laptop there. So we are challenging a lot of breaches in the Procurement Act, and that is why we've gone to court to seek answers.
All right. Albert, thank you so much.
Okay.
Well, we have been in conversation with Albert Datson Amwa. He's the General Secretary of the All Teachers Alliance Ghana, ATAG. Now, according to them, the government, the One Laptop One initiative by government is not quality. Yes, they are questioning the quality of the laptops. They say the laptops are very cheap and doesn't match their standards. It doesn't meet or match their standards. They also talked about the illegality and unfairness of government using teachers' annual continuous professional development allowance in funding parts of the project, which is the One Teacher, One Laptop initiative, and the KA Technology, whose the contract has been awarded to, have no certificate at the Ghana Standards Authority. And so this morning, Saka Salia, a member of the NPP communication team, spoke about the One Teacher, One Laptop initiative, and he rubbished all the claims by the association, which is the All Teachers Alliance Ghana. He rubbished all the claims, and so we have been in conversation with Albert Datson Amma. He's the General Secretary of the association, and you heard it for yourself. He's been telling us more with regards to the One Teacher, One Laptop initiative. We go for a quick break. When we are back, we wrap up on our local front. Fighters League has outlined its agenda with the Fix the Country movement and its vision for the year 2024 at a press briefing in Accra. We have been joined on phone by Fighter Ni Ai Fort Moore. Ni, good afternoon. Hello?
Hello?
Ni, good afternoon.
Yeah, we think so.
All right. Tell us what happened at the press briefing.
Okay. Have you received a copy of the press statement?
Yes.
Yes, okay. All right. So, it's just a little digression on the method and the strategies going forward.
Okay.
We of the Economic Fighters League have said we believe that we cannot continue to just give or to just demonstrate or agitate against the current administration. We're saying that all of that energy will go to the benefit, as it were, of the opposition party. And that would be unfair. That would be quite irresponsible of us to continue like that. So we have said it will be in the best interest of ourselves and all Ghanaians for us to present a viable, credible political alternative to the duopoly of MPP and ND. And that means we would have to take on the task of contesting in the 2024 national elections.
Okay.
Yes. So basically, yes, is that the address was just to state this and put it on the record.
All right. Who are the Economic Fighters League?
The Economic Fighters League is a national movement.
Okay.
It's a political organization, yeah. But it's a movement of mainly youthful people, youthful citizens of Ghana. And we have said we believe in the principle that every man deserves to have economic freedom. And I use man here collectively to represent both genders. Yes, we believe every man and woman deserve to have economic freedom. In that you should be free to earn a living, you should be free to enjoy the natural resources and wealth that our nation has neglected. And that those collective resources do not belong to just a few people. We believe it belongs to all of us.
All right. Before I let you go, what are your visions?
Could you ask again?
Before I let you go, tell us your vision.
The vision. Oh, okay, right.
Vision. Yeah.
So, like I said, it's tied into what we stand for, what we fight for.
Okay.
We are looking at a Ghana that will be completely economically independent. Unfortunately, what happened on the 6th of March 1957 was just the political independence of Ghana. We were yet to create the system that would ensure our economic independence. So, if you look at how things are today, you realize that most of our resources are not in our control, so we do not benefit from any of those. Typically would be our gold. Ghana currently is the #1 producer of gold on the entire African continent. But the revenue we accrue from the sale of our gold comes to just about 1.71%. That's less than 2%. Same thing can be said of our oil resource too. Ghana as a country is getting less than 10% out of the resources, our oil resources. So we're saying we believe that all of these are supposed to inure to the benefit of every single Ghanaian, and that is the vision we're looking at or fighting for.
All right. Ni, thank you so much. We do appreciate your time. All right. So we have been in conversation with Ni, a fighter of the Economic Fighters League. He's a member of the Economic Fighters League, an association. They held a press briefing talking about their vision for the year 2024. Which is the next election year in Ghana. He has been telling us more with regards to the press briefing. You're still watching the news here on Pan-African Television with me, Ivy Abna Nakita. Business News is next. In business, President of the Ghana Hotels Association, Dr. Edward Akanyamike Jr., has allayed fears concerning outbreak of the Omicron variant of COVID-19, which has ravaged most parts of the world. Speaking on Pan-African News, he also admonished Ghanaians to undergo vaccination and charged clients who will visit hotels during the festive seasons to strictly abide by the safety protocols.
The fatal coronavirus pandemic, which ravaged Ghana on March 12, 2020, has wreaked severe havoc in every part of the country. On November 26, 2021, World Health Organization designated the variant B1.1.529 a variant of concern named Omicron on the advice of World Health Organization's Technical Advisory Group on Virus Evolution. In a bid to prevent a fourth wave of COVID-19 in Ghana, the government has declared December as a month of vaccination. The exercise will be targeted at specific groups and venues including nightclubs, beaches, and restaurants. Persons who intend to visit beaches, restaurants, sports stadium, will thus not be allowed entry if not vaccinated. The director of the Ghana Health Service, Dr. Patrick Kuma Abuaje, disclosed this at a press conference on November 28, 2021. In consonance with this, Pan-African News Daniel Kwabna Asare interacted with the president of Ghana Hotels Association, Dr. Edward Akanyamike Jr., on measures his outfit has rolled out to mitigate the spread of the pandemic as Christmas draws near. According to him, the hospitality industry should ensure strict conformity to safety protocols.
We don't need to worry too much about this Omicron variant as far as the COVID-19 pandemic is concerned. And I say so relative to our Ghanaian environment, because if you go back to March 2020 when the virus was detected here, from that time till now you may have realized that the government and indeed the whole state, all of us, have managed the pandemic quite well compared to other countries. We need to do, and this is what the hotels are doing, we are continuing to observe the protocols. If you go to any hotel, you are expected to go through the temperature checks, expected to go through the hand sanitizer regime, you are expected to have your nose mask on. And let me use this opportunity to even tell patrons and clients and customers who go to hotels, this whole pandemic is a collective responsibility for all of us to control it. So if anybody comes, or if you go to a hotel and they are not observing it, you have every right to raise issues with the hotel. And for me, that's a way to get all of us to be on our guard. The other aspect of it is the vaccine or the vaccination. I'm sure you are aware that the Ghana Health Service has declared the month of December as the vaccination month, and that is to get a lot of people to be vaccinated based on a simple principle that the
International news is next. On the international front, on Human Rights Day, a British court cleared the way for the extradition of WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange, where he will still stand trial on espionage charges. On Friday, December 10, the High Court of Justice in London overturned the decision by Judge Vanessa of Westminster Magistrates Court in January this year to deny the U.S. extradition request.
The High Court's decision was made on the appeals plea filed by prosecutors representing the U.S. against Judge Baraitser's decision. While presenting the decision, Lord Justice Timothy Holroyd argued that the decision was limited to whether the district judge was wrong to find that it would be oppressive to extradite him based on Assange's mental health situation. In the ruling, the court argued that Judge Baraitser should have notified a provisional view and given time to the U.S. to offer assurances regarding prison conditions in the U.S. and its incarceration arrangements for Assange. The court also stated that it was satisfied with the U.S. assurances that it would not be putting Assange under special administrative measures, a controversial policy of solitary confinement, or holding him in a supermax prison. Baraitser's January decision to deny extradition was based on conditions of Assange being put through such arrangements while in U.S. custody. Baraitser found it would be oppressive to extradite him due to these concerns: the medical evidence presented by Assange's defense team that he was a suicide risk if extradition becomes imminent, and the serious mental health issues that he already suffers from. While Assange's defense team is expected to appeal against the High Court's decision at the UK Supreme Court, the case will be forwarded to the UK Home Secretary, who had earlier sanctioned the US extradition request immediately after it was filed in 2019. Assange is currently being held at the high security prison in Belmarsh under judicial remand without any charge or conviction. Once extradited, Assange will face a federal grand jury in the US and stand trial for 17 charges under the infamous Espionage Act and 1 charge of conspiring to hack into government computers. The High Court decision was strongly criticized by human rights groups, journalists and supporters of Julian Assange. This is an utterly shameful development that has alarming implications not only for Assange's mental health, but also for journalism and press freedom around the world. Rebecca Vincent, the UK Bureau Director of Reporters Without Borders, said. In a statement, Secretary General and Director General of RSF, Christophe Deloire, said, quote, "We condemn today's UK High Court decision to allow the extradition of Julian Assange to the US, which will prove historic for all the wrong reasons. We fully believe that Julian Assange has been targeted for his contributions to journalism," unquote. On UN Human Rights Day, a UK court throws investigative journalism into darkness and continues the torture of Assange, said Christine Hrafnsson, editor-in-chief of WikiLeaks. This fight will not end here. Stella Morris, Assange's partner, called it a grave miscarriage of justice and highlighted the past actions of the US in hounding Assange. How can it be fair? How can it be right? How can it be possible to extradite Julian to the very country which plotted to kill him? Morris is quoted to have said. Kevin Costello, who reported live from the judgment, called the decision a threat to global press freedom. President Biden's administration cannot reasonably claim to support principles of democracy and human rights while at the same time seeking the extradition of a publisher, Julian Assange.
Credit goes to our international partners. The People's Dispatch Sports is next. Now, the former IBF lightweight champion Richard Comer says his ambition to become a 2-time world champion has not changed despite his defeat to Vasily Lomachenko at the Madison Square Garden on Sunday.
A lightweight bout between former world champions Vasily Lomachenko dropped and outboxed Richard Comer to secure a unanimous decision win, with the judges scoring it 117-110, 119-108 and 119-108. The 34-year-old started the fight strongly, landing a few heavy punches, but that perceived dominance didn't last long, with Lomachenko exhibiting great character and skill to outclass the Ghanaian. The Ukrainian slowly came into the fight from the second round, with his hard jabs and incredible speed, which Comey struggled to cope with as he was utterly dominated. Speaking after the bout, Comey apologized to Ghanaians for not doing enough to win and, however, aims to become a two-time world champion in future.
Well, I fight for my country, I fight for my people. I let them down, but I believe I'm going to come back stronger. I think the run I dropped down, I just took my eye off him a second and then boom, you know what I mean? I just took my eyes off him and then that's it. You know what I mean? I could have stayed focused all along and it is what it is, you know what I mean? He's a great fighter and I did what I had to do and I'm proud of my people. I fought for them and I love them so much and you know what I mean? It's just hard for me to take it because, you know what I mean? I feel I'm the only one representing them now, you know what I mean? So, I mean, yeah, it is what it is. I mean, I thank God that I'm good, I'm not here, nothing happens to me, so glory be to God. The aim and the ambition is still the same. I want to be a two-time world champion, and you know what I mean? As far as my people believe in me, I'll always represent them.
Entertainment is next. Let's wrap up the news with some happenings in the world of entertainment. The rebranding of the Ghana Film Authority has sparked controversies among industry players. The new identity bestowed on Ghana's film industry, in the words of Julia Ya Asantua Asante, Chief Executive Officer of NFA, is to foster unity and give the industry a renewed energy to help its growth.
In Accra to make Ghana a content and elect the general public when the process for rebrand started over a year ago. Even though some are vehemently against the new name, others have accepted it in grand style. However, the news came as a surprise to the likes of Edinate, Gloria Safo, Socrates Safo, among others, who described the move as unnecessary. According to Edinate, investors should be brought in to support local filmmakers and help build the cinemas that will make it more appealing to sell Ghanaian films. He said there are more pressing issues in the industry to be addressed rather than rebranding the sector. Chairman of the Film Classification Committee, Socrates Safo, explained that film industries all over the world do not go on meetings to choose their brand names. Hence, the decision was needless and should not be taken into consideration.
Well, that's all for today's episode of with me, Ivy Abanadide Nakite. Before we go, a recap of our headlines. Traders at Nkwanta Market in the Oti region lament bad sales due to hike in fuel price. President Akufo-Addo receives Forbes African of the Year award, pledging to do more to advance the continent's socio-economic fortunes. We brought you details of this. Ghana. My name is Ivy Abanadide Nakite. Do enjoy the rest of our programs.
Heyman warned Lesnar. Lesnar. Sure. First, Todd McIntyre.
I don't think I decided